Okay. What failures or disappointments in your life have been the hardest, and why?
I think my failure, disappointment in my life would actually be the fact that I never had a continuing education after high school. And I think it is really, really difficult for anyone to actually excel in life without having that education.
What makes you discouraged?
What makes me discouraged? Humanity. And the reason why I say that is because if you take a look at the world around you, people only come out and support each other when times are tough or when something happens. They don't actually do it on a day-by-day basis. It's only when a traumatic event. And then you'll actually see your neighbors, and then you'll see everyone around you gathering around. So humanity is my biggest.
Have you ever been a victim of some form of prejudice? And why do you think you were prejudiced against? How did it feel?
Repeat that again. First.
Have you ever been a victim of some form of prejudice?
I think growing up in Midwest, in the United States, I think I really never felt any kind of prejudice. But since I have reverted to Islam, I think there is a lot of that because there is a lot of ignorance when it comes to the religion.
Why do you think you were prejudiced against?
I think it's because of my religion that people just don't know and they don't understand. So they make assumptions because if they see me walking down the road, they'll actually notice my hijab and they won't look at anything else. That's all they'll see.
How does it feel when you're being prejudiced against?
It actually, how does it make me feel when I'm being prejudiced against? It really disappoints me that people look at me and assume certain things when they don't actually even know me or know where I came from, and they're just making assumptions on every part of me.
In what ways do you feel that you have been prejudiced yourself?
I think growing up in the Midwest, there in a small town in Minnesota, I think that there was not a lot of diversity where I was from. So I think it was really easy to be prejudiced against others because I didn't know any better, and I was never with any other cultures or any part of that. So it was really easy.
I think of a question that I want to ask. Do you think that you're less prejudiced now than you used to be?
Definitely. I've 100% changed my entire view of other cultures and other religions and everyone actually around the world, because I actually opened my eyes a long time ago, years ago, when I actually educated myself on other people and their backgrounds. And then once I reverted to Islam, in Islam there is no racial. Everyone is your brother and sister. So it doesn't matter what color you are. You could be a Muslim if you're blonde hair, blue eyed, or you could be the blackest of black. It doesn't matter. you're all brothers and sisters in one religion, which is the most wonderful thing in the world.
Have you ever been granted any special privileges?
I think I've been granted special privileges because I have lived in the United States, where there is a lot of opportunities to excel, and also because of the fact that I'm a woman in the United States, and I think you get special things, I guess you could say, just by being a woman sometimes. Yeah, I think I have.
Why do you think you were granted these privileges?
I think it's because
Because you're a woman.
Yeah, because I'm a woman. Oh, and you can edit that one part, right? And I think also being a Muslim woman, where I've actually had a lot of things that have changed for me, where when I was a Christian woman to when I reverted, I've noticed a big difference, and I think it's because of people don't know, and or they act really differently when it comes to that. And so now I get the doors opening for me when I walk in a store, or they'll actually go to the side and that kind of thing, and let me through without me even doing it. And it wasn't like that before when I was Christian. So maybe it's a little respect issue. I'm not really sure.
Okay, I'm trying to think of something else. Chloe, hey, what are you eating?
I don't know.
Get out of here, you dummy. Is there any specific experience that you could talk about? About privileged or prejudice or anything?
A specific about being privileged, or
Privileged because you're a female, or because you're white, or prejudice because you're Muslim, or anything?
I think prejudice because I'm a Muslim woman. I think that is a definite, and I think the reason why that would be I think it would be because of
Hey! Who's doing that with Chloe? Okay, do you think people are prejudiced because they simply don't know or have enough information, or do you think that they're prejudiced after, even if they know all the information about Islam and being a Muslim?
I think the fact that a lot of people don't know about Islam, so they don't actually are very prejudiced against it. Because you wouldn't even know by walking down the street if there was a man that you came in contact with, if he was a Muslim man. You wouldn't know the difference. But being a woman who actually wears the hijab, you can tell just by looking at me. And automatically, if you don't know about Islam, you wouldn't understand it. But most Muslims actually would rather you ask questions versus just assuming everything, so you can get a better understanding for yourself.
Okay. I'm going to change the camera.